So Sabio means wise or intelligent in Spanish. In my background, I spent a number of years at various media companies including NBC, Fox, Opera, as well as AT&T. And in all those journeys, what I realized is the need to provide a deeper understanding of the consumer, and specifically an understanding from the mobile perspective, in-app mobile perspective. And so when we first started the company, we set out to really focus in on that element relative to boiling the ocean. So we really wanted to, once again, hone in on user behavior as it relates to app behavior. And what we like to say, and part of the iteration of the company, is we started off with Sabio, which is focusing on media, building our own DSP, SSP, and data management platform. And then we developed our app science capabilities, and we trademarked the name App Science. And part of the reason why we have been driven by app science, focused on doing analytics and insights in the app science world, is because of the fact that it connects with the vision of, once again, Sabio, which is wise or intelligent. And so what we like to say is an app is an app. So regardless of if the app is on your phone or on your TV, it's an app. And so what Sabio and App Science are focusing on is Sabio is focusing on the media aspect of the industry, providing deeper, unique targeting, reach, and capabilities. And then along with creative capabilities, and then separately on the App Science side, to provide agnostic analytics and insights on CTV and OTT along with mobile campaigns.
So Aziz, tell us a little bit about your customer base, what the use cases is for who on both sides of the business.
Sure. On the Sabio side, what we find, and this is, since the onset of the company in 2015, we have built a really strong base of blue chip companies who are interested in not only running media campaigns initially first on mobile, but now mobile and CTV, but companies in that same vein on the Sabio side who were interested in learning a little bit more about their consumer. So not only simply running the media campaigns, but connecting very creative to it, and then learning a little bit something along the way beyond the standard metrics that some of our, a lot of our competitors in the space were providing. On the App Science side, that is an agnostic analytics platform that is strictly focused in on insights and deeper a view of customers that the brands have interacted with through their media platforms. And so that is really focused in, once again, agnostically on connecting with various DSPs, including the Sabio DSP, but that's focused on just insights and analytics.
So Aziz, tell us sort of the relationship between the mobile use, and CTV, and sort of how that works and what your sauce is for that.
Yeah, and so the relationship between mobile and CTV for us, the way we view it is, mobile is obviously a very personal device, and it has a lot of great, rich data that we can access in a privacy compliant way. That combined with household data from a viewing pattern basis really brings a deeper understanding of the consumer. And we believe that the consumer is in many ways multifaceted, multidimensional, and a lot more complicated than is simply classifying someone in a race, ethnic, or classification group of consumption. And so our ability to bring both mobile and CTV together allows us to understand the consumer on a household basis a little bit deeper. And I think part of the genesis of this company is the fact that when I created this company, I am of Indian background. And so, to reach me as someone who is, who's receptive to necessarily just one type of messaging was wrong. And so that really is where we really kind of focus in on, is understanding that consumer from a multifaceted capacity, both from mobile and CTV.
Aziz, could you just go a little bit deeper and explain the signals and what those signals are and how you get them?
Sure. So in mobile, obviously what we're seeing in a lot of great signals that have come to us, both from a perspective of, location is one element that we all know about. But then beyond that, it's this idea of understanding the type of apps a person has on their phones and likely to have on their phones. So that element right there gives you a really deep understanding of not only where someone is mindset wise today, but where they're heading. An example of that is, let's say someone who is loading honeymoon apps or apps that, are involved with a wedding or, having about to have a wedding. And so they're loading apps that are really focused in on planning a wedding, for example. And those apps then allow us to see kind of intent of where that person is going mindset wise. And so that then connects the dots with someone who's potentially looking for a new house or a new apartment. That then connects the dots to someone who is eventually looking for honeymoon locations as well as other change events in their lives. And so we believe all of these elements are interconnected. Now, achieving this in a privacy compliant way is critical because we're not interested in obviously understanding someone on a PII basis. We're interested in understanding someone from a holistic basis of what they're likely to do next to provide them provide them more accurate and relevant advertising, both on mobile and CTV.
And related to that, what are the implications of IDFA and what are you seeing and what are you advising your clients? I'm sure there's a lot of concern and discussion going on now.
Yeah, and we're really happy that the IDFA, that Apple is coming out with the privacy compliance elements of the IDFA and how they're actually mitigating some of this abuse in the marketplace as relates to data. We believe that if you actually understand the consumer holistically from a household perspective, the need for the IDFA is not as relevant. If you're actually trying to understand motives behind a consumer from a household perspective, where you're bringing in data, and the IDFA is certainly one powerful element of data. And that certainly is something that a lot of companies have used and continue to use. But beyond that, there's other signals that you can connect the dots with. And to rely on one signal, whether it's the IDFA or even the Android ID, is really, to us, is a shortcut, if you will. We believe that the opportunity of the IDFA going away is actually a unique one for us, for a company that's actually been looking at data and connecting the dots that are not just simply based off one ID. That's the opportunity it presents.
Great. And finally, Aziz, tell us sort of what the roadmap is for you guys. This is an exciting time. There's a lot of opportunities. There's also a lot of players, and there's a lot of growth that's happening, accelerated growth and transformation, I'd like to say. What's next for you guys in terms of your reach operationally? What's next? What's ahead?
We're really driven by the core foundation of what Sabio has always been about, which is wise or intelligence. And so what we're interested in doing is continue to really propel the industry, not simply from a media reach perspective, but a reach and insights perspective. We believe we bring deeper insights and learning to the CTV OTT space, as well as more transparency. That will only help the industry as a whole. And so we will benefit from that, not only on the analytics side of App Science, but then also on the media side of Sabio. So that's really what we're looking to do, is to really provide a deeper level of insights and understanding in the CTV OTT space to actually help it gain even more momentum.